8 says which table shows no correlation. So let me write down. This is actually a pretty long question. So let me write down the table of values vertically. So it might help some of you out. So this is 3, 5. This is for A. 3, 5, 6, 8, 10, 14, and 15. Then I have -1, -2, -3, -2, -5, -4, and -8. So first, as you can see, my x values they're not linear, right? So it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not a consecutive, right? So what I have to do is I have to actually find some sort of I have to actually remove some of these points here just to make sure that my length here is there's a correlation here, right? So let's say and again, look at all these multiple choice here. All of these x values are the same. So I can actually rewrite this, and I'll write all 4 options here. And let me write the second option. So this here would be y. I'll say y at 1 here, and then I can do another graph and say that this here is y at 2, which is -6, -7, -4, -2, 0, -1, -3, right? This would be for this is A, this here is y, B, and then you can do the same for C and D, right? So let me just work with A first. So it says here, do I have a correlation? So when we're talking about correlation, it has to relate to some sort of function, right? So as you can see, it's -1, -2, -3, -2, -5, -4, -8. These numbers are pretty in terms of first, we're using this definition of first differences to find some sort of correlation here. So it's going negative, I think it was going back to positive, and then it's kind of going back down and then going back up. So A here kind of doesn't look like a correlation. So A here, I can't really see a pattern here. Let's look at number 2. Number 2 is going down and then going back up, right? -6, I'm focusing on the y values here. -6, -7, -14, -2, 0, -1, and 3. So it's slowly going positive. This one here is -4, -2, -4, +6, +8, 12, 0, and 16. And this here is -3, -5, -9, -11, -13, -15, -16, right? So I think for 4, because it keeps going negative, I can see some sort of linear progression. 2 here, I can think of it as like some sort of like a parabola, right? Or quadratic maybe, because I have -2 and -4, so it's going negative first, and then suddenly it goes positive, and then goes back to negative. So some sort of polynomial function maybe here. And then for number 1 and number 2, I'm kind of torn, right? So I have here -6, -7, -4, -2, 0, -1, and 3. So it's slowly going up here, whereas this one is slowly moving down here. So I'm torn between 1 and 2 here in terms of which shows no correlation. So let me just see what they're doing here in terms of table of values. So first table of values, it says values of x are all positive real numbers and y are all negative numbers. So there might be a formula. Okay, that's good. Same for the second table where input is positive, output is negative. Okay. Third table, as you can see, some outputs are some positive, so there's no correlation here. So they're saying that there's no correlation because there's negative and there's positive, and there's some correlation here. So they're saying that the third table here is no solution, or there's no correlation here because it's both negative and positive. So in this case, let me try to graph this actually. Let me try to graph C out, and just to see what type of graph they're looking at. It might be actually worth it to graph some sort of function here. Just see. So I have 3 and 5. So let's say 3. Here's -2. So here's maybe here. 5 is at -4. So maybe here. 6 is at all the way here. 6 is here, right? And then 8 here would be 8, which is like kind of up here. Sorry, you can't see that. 8 up here maybe. And then 10 here is at 12, which is even higher. And then again, this is just sketch, right? 14 and 15, this is super high and then goes up to super low. So you have something like this, right, as your kind of pattern. And again, this could be a function. We're actually not given enough information to tell us if this is a function or not. But basically, I think based off these values, I have here, this is a negative value here, -1, -2, -3, -2, -5, -4, -8. And then same with the y value here. This is it's mostly negative numbers, and then it goes positive. So in this case, honestly, like you're actually not given enough information. So a table of values, finding first, second, third differences would not get you a solution in this problem. So table of values is not enough. Table of values is not enough to verify this solution in determining if there is a correlation. So basically I'm saying that there's actually not enough information in this question for me to solve for a solution here. But I can see the argument to say that, oh, there's positive and negative, which means it goes up and down, but this here could also be a function, right? This here could be a correlation, some sort of. So in this case, I'm going to say solution is correct, but I don't think a table of values is just a bad question in general. This is not a great question. Whoever posted this, it's a problem inherently with the question here. So I'm going to just say it's not enough, table of values is not enough to verify the solution, but I guess in this case, the definition here, they're saying it's both negative and positive, so it's more likely that it's probably not a function here, or there's no correlation. However, I do see the argument in saying that y values are both negative and positive, meaning that there is no correlation. And if we want to be really, really aggressive with this, we can actually use statistics to prove whether or not there's a correlation. Right? We can calculate the R value when we have a table of values and prove that, but I don't think that's kind of the extent of the question here. We could actually calculate R values and calculate some sort of correlation depending on that using linear regression, but don't worry about that. It's more statistics than if anything. But I'm going to say here, solution is correct.